What's good, YouTube? Mase X back with another video. RossMonsta, what's up, boy?
What it is, what it ain't, with a cold mother-loving drizzling. What's going on, man? Happy to be here.
Hell yeah, let's get it. Big Will. We got Big Will back in the building. What's up?
Yo, what's up, man?
You a fool, man. What's so funny?
That.
All right, I like it. Hey, you know what's up, man? We continue in the series. Last video, we talked about the AFC and NFC North, me and Big Will. RossMonsta said, hey, I need a piece of that. We're going to continue the series, except this time we're looking at the South. So the NFC South as well as the AFC South. So we're just predicting, just based on our opinions. You know, definitely feel free to comment your opinions down below. Definitely make sure you like and subscribe, support the channel. But we'll go ahead and keep this theme going. We're going to take a look at the NFC South prediction. So, RossMonsta, we'll start it off with you. What do you predict?
I got a bombshell to drop. And I don't know, I might not be alone here. Maybe there might be some people who believe that I'm right with what I'm getting ready to say, or there might be some people who will disagree. I got the New Orleans Saints finishing last place this year.
Okay.
I think this will be Coach Allen's final year. I don't think he'll make the end of the season. I think he lost the locker room, obviously, at the end of the year.
Agreed.
He had to blow up his entire staff and rebuild around him. I just don't know. Like, is Derek Carr that guy? You guys were on the hook for that money. You just got to ride out that contract. Derek Carr's unhappy. I think that's going to be a bad divorce in the making. New Orleans Saints finished in fourth place. Coming in at number 3, a team that is nationally wide considered the worst team in football, and that is the Carolina Panthers. I actually have them improving a little bit more than a lot of people would anticipate. Got new coming coach, Dave Canales, former Tampa Bay Buccaneers OC. He's going to work with Bryce Young the same way he revived Baker Mayfield's career. Look at Baker Mayfield. We'll get to him in a minute.
Right.
I think he's going to help Bryce Young, take it to the next level. It was a clown show. Bryce Young was working with a staff who didn't want him. Coach Mark Reich was on record. He said, hey, I want C.J. Stroud. And, I mean, look what we got going on. I think that would have been a better choice. He didn't want Bryce Young. So, of course, he wasn't developed with good faith. So, this is going to be a different year, different regime for Bryce Young. So, everybody don't count him out just yet. You know what I'm saying? He can't control how tall he is, but he can control that development with Coach Canales. So I got the Carolina Panthers coming in third place. Coming in second place is the team that everybody probably has favored to win the division. Give me the Atlanta Falcons coming in second place. Kirk Cousins, $180 million man. He's got a new home, new contract, new scheme. Actually, no, it's a similar scheme. It's a similar scheme to what he's ran back when he was with the Redskins. He reunites with Raheem Morris, so it's going to be a good measurement to see what you got left of Kirk Cousins. They got the QB1 in waiting for the future, Michael Penix Jr. Don't expect to see much of him so long as Kirk Cousins stays healthy. Brings me to number 1, Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Ooh.
Oh man, head coach Todd Bowles, he's gonna have some mean boys on that defensive side of the ball. And we're talking Antoine Winfield Jr., one of the best safeties in the NFL. The guy gives me nightmares. And Baker Mayfield, man, look at like the resurrection that he had going on.
Okay.
I think it's gonna be a nice little slugfest. I don't want to disrespect the division before the season starts and call it a pillow fight. I don't see the Buccaneers running with the division. I think they're gonna take it to the finish line with Carolina, win and you're in. You'll be the sole representation of this division in the playoffs. I think it'll be one of those scenarios. I don't see no team here in this division dominant enough to really knock on the door of San Francisco, Detroit, Philadelphia.
All right. Interesting. Well, we'll go ahead and take a look at Will.
So I'm taking Atlanta first. I'm going to take the Saints second, Bucks third, and then I'm going to take the Panthers last. So honestly, as you know, Mason, I know you definitely know, I'm not the biggest fan of Kirk Cousins. I think, he'll reminds me of Alex Smith. He'll get you regular season wins. He makes smart decisions at times, but in the playoffs, he's a different player. And then even during regular season, he's a different QB in the regular season. He can look like he should be a second string. But I think, with Atlanta, I think you could argue they out of the division they have the best running back, Bijan Robinson. So I think that's going to help him out. Receiver wise, Drake London. I think it's going to be interesting to see what he does this year. And then, I do kind of want to touch on the Saints. The only reason I'm not really high on the Saints is because defensively, and then quarterback wise, and then coach wise. But defensively, I think out of the division, I think statistically they had the worst defense in that division.
Which team?
The Saints.
Okay.
I would argue that they probably statistically had one of the worst defenses in that division, or the worst defense in that division. So I just can't take them number one. Trav, didn't you put them number one? Did you say number one?
For the Buccaneers, I have the Buccaneeers coming in number one.
You had the Bucks. Okay, my bad.
Yeah, so you weren't paying attention. That's your problem. But I need you to kind of keep up.
Bro, my bad, man, my bad. So Saints, I put number 2. I'm just not a big fan of Derek Carr. I think he's I think he is who he is at this point. I think there was a lot of potential when he was in Oakland / Las Vegas, but I think he is who he is. I think Dennis Allen, I don't think he's the best coach. I don't think he's a head coach. I think he's probably better as a defensive coach.
Hey, so I want to stop you right there.
Okay.
So I do think if Derek Carr was in a situation with better surroundings and a better, coaching situation under a front office that doesn't have poor faith in him, I do think Derek Carr still has enough physically to lead a team to the playoffs. We're talking deep in the playoffs, divisional and beyond. And I won't let you discount Derek Carr as a player, but there's a reason why I can finish the 4th. You got a bad faith roster. There's going to be people from the previous team who can tell people coming in, this dude, we walk all over him. He wanted to sit on the ball. We gave your boy a touchdown.
So you think so? Remove Dennis Allen, maybe put a new head coach in. You think that Derek Carr would be able to lead them deep into the playoffs?
No, I'm saying if Derek Carr was in a situation let's say, hey, Josh Allen, we can't afford your contract. You're too good. We want to win. We're going to build pieces around this team, but we just need a quarterback we can afford. Derek Carr. I think if you take Derek Carr, and maybe not this year's Buffalo Bills, maybe last year's Buffalo Bills. I'm talking to Stephon Diggs Buffalo Bills. You put Derek Carr on that team, I think he leads that team as far as the AFC Championship game. As far as New Orleans goes, once that coaching staff is gone, Derek Carr is finally off the books. He's gone too. There's no saving New Orleans Saints with Derek Carr. But yeah, that's my thing, man. I don't think Derek Carr.
Did you hear what you said? You said if you would have put Derek Carr on the Buffalo Bills last year, he's making it to the AFC Championship, bro.
Oh yeah, because Derek Carr can play. He can still play the game. You making it seem like he's just an absolute washout.
Yeah,
I'm not saying he's a wash, but I just don't think
you did say that, bro. I don't know exactly what you said, but you basically was like, oh yeah, he
is who he is at this point. Same with Kirk.
No, but he's not going to be the reason they come in last place. Like
he plays pretty bad at times, bro. He plays pretty bad.
Energy. They don't have postseason energy, man.
But there was a point I remember in the season where Derek Carr, and it seems like all quarterbacks do, like bad quarterbacks do this at one point. When they're getting sacked a lot or making bad decisions, they start yelling at their offensive line, and it's like, bro, I understand the offensive line might not be the best, but you cannot do that, man. Like you can't blame them for every incomplete pass. You're throwing interceptions. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think Derek Carr, I just think he is who he is, man. I think the potential was there maybe in Las Vegas / Oakland, but at this point now, it's like he is who he is, man.
Okay, so if you feel that way, then what makes him finish second place in that division?
Because it's a bad division, bro. It's a bad division, man. I feel like this. If I'm being honest, I think the Saints and the Bucks could be interchangeable because I think Mayfield definitely had a redemption last year. Definitely. I'm still not too high on him, bro. I think he is who he is as well. Like he's, he'll probably win you some games, maybe take you to the playoffs. They still got, a decent defense. They still got weapons. But like I said, I think that quarterback, it's the quarterback. Like we saw when Tom Brady went there, you give him a good quarterback, they can win. But you give someone a bad to decent quarterback, they'll make it to the playoffs and probably get beat. You know what I'm saying?
I guess we'll just agree to disagree. At the end of the day, this team paid him a lot of money with very little help around him. Chris Olave, he's still a wide receiver in the making. We'll see what his career turns out to be. I still think it's up in the air with me.
Yeah, but that's the thing, though. I feel like this, though, with Carr. You have to pay him that because it's like, at the end of the day, I feel like there's only so many good quarterbacks. And when you can find a decent one, like because Carr is decent at the end of the day, you could maybe take it to the playoffs. Right. You got to pay him. I mean, unfortunately. Or you got to just keep waiting in the draft, tank, and hopefully get a high draft pick. All right, so I'm gonna speed through the rest of this. I had the Bucks third, and then I obviously got the Panthers last. Bryce Young, I don't know. That's not to me like something that I get excited about. So I think
Okay.
it's a weak division nonetheless. So there probably could be some surprises, but I'm still taking it Atlanta first, Saints, Bucks, then Panthers.
Okay. And that leads you to me. I actually have the same exact list as you, Will.
Okay.
So I got Falcons 1, Saints 2. You said Bucks 3 and Panthers 4, right?
Yeah. But
Yeah.
do you see the Saints and Bucks maybe switching like just because it's a weak division? Like there's a chance maybe it could switch.
To me, it's definitely a chance. Baker Mayfield resurrected his career last year. It was a good offense. Rashad White, ran the ball pretty solid. They got a pretty good offensive core. They definitely exceeded expectation, but can Baker do it 2 years in a row?
Yeah.
But for me, I got the Falcons number one. I think Kirk Cousins, he's a really good quarter. He's an above average quarterback. The Falcons, it's kind of like, I'm not going to say the Buccaneers of 2020, where we knew they had a lot of talent, not so much on the defensive side like the Bucks did in 2020, but offensively, you got Bijan. We're still, even in the fantasy community, hopeful that Kyle Pitts is that generational tight end as a top 5 pick. O-line's one of the better O-lines, especially run blocking. And you run blocking for probably the best running back prospect since Saquon Barkley and Bijan Robinson. I don't know if the Saints, Bucks, or Panthers can just score enough for the Falcons, regardless of what their defense looks like. Panthers, I see improvement. I still haven't given up on Bryce Young, but the young receiving core is a little older now, another year of experience. You got Xavier Legette, who I'm actually really high on. And I really think Xavier Legette could be one of those surprise steals. When we look at it in a few years, I'm that high on him. To answer your question, I definitely do think that the Saints and Bucks could interchange. I mean, not Drew Brees. Damn, Derek Carr.
They far away from Drew Brees, man.
Yeah, as far as being out of the NFL, shit.
Yeah.
Derek Carr, I actually could see him getting benched this year.
Yo, wait a second. Can I say something real quick? Can I ask Trey a question? Because I gotta ask this. So let me ask you a question, Trey. If Derek Carr and Baker Mayfield switch spots, do you think that Derek Carr would play better with the Bucks then? Do you think he would do better with the Bucks than he would with the Saints?
Well, I'm not too sure about the Buccaneers because the Buccaneers, they're not slated to be any world beaters in the league. I'm talking about if you put Derek Carr on a contender without a legitimate starting quarterback, that team will succeed in the playoffs. I'm not saying they'll be hoisting the Lombardi trophy. I'm saying Derek Carr, at this point in his career, is still a serviceable quarterback at that level. I think he still has talent. I just think he's in a bad situation. His contract doesn't really give him the weapons that'll help him succeed. So that's why they are going to finish last place.
Like, what Derek Carr have you been watching, man? Because this Derek Carr that you've seen, I don't think I've seen.
Hey, are you passively putting words in my mouth?
Bro, you're saying as if you've seen something from Derek Carr to make you think.
I'm saying he's not a bum. He's not. You basically started your talk earlier saying that like he's washed up and they're gonna fumble the. Like, you got them finishing second, but you discounted Derek Carr as a quarterback. I'm like, bro, it's not gonna be because of him that they fail. I'm saying the Saints are gonna fail, but not because of Derek Carr. You're saying they're going to succeed in spite of Derek Carr. Derek Carr can still play football. It just depends at this point what the Saints can put around him.
Yeah, that is interesting because me and Will are much lower on Derek Carr than you seem to be, but you actually still have them finishing last, the Saints. I think that they're talented enough.
And hold on for a second with Derek Carr. I'm not saying like I'm high on him. I'm saying like he's gonna crumble this year. I'm just saying if he this year were on a team projected to make a run in the playoffs, like a Buffalo, like a Baltimore, like the teams that are solid around the quarterback, but you have that QB 1-star, and you just needed a serviceable quarterback who can go out there and do what he's told and go out there to not lose as opposed to go out there to win. We'll see, but I just wanted to jump on that. I'm not like saying, oh, Derek Carr is going to lead this team to the playoffs because I don't think that's happening either.
I think he can get benched this year for sure.
Yeah,
Rattler show?
I think that Rattler, from what I'm hearing, the buzz, Rattler's really impressing some folks.
That would be beautiful for
former 5-star guy. I mean, he's got that talent.
You hit on the 5th-round pick. Imagine the money you save that you can build around him and do it quickly.
I would not be surprised
some type of way.
Week 7, Week 8, Spencer Rattler's getting the keys. All right, well, pretty solid NFC South list, man. We had some differences of opinions, but that's all good. We're going to keep things moving. Now we're going to look at the AFC South, one of the stronger divisions, a lot of offensive power as well, a lot of young QBs. And then, of course, all of us being from Indiana, even though I'm the only actual Colts fan, the only guy that's, loyal and faithful to the place that they're born in. But we're going to go ahead and start things off with Big Will, man. I'm interested to hear what you got predicted.
All right, so this was a hard one, I'm not going to lie. This was definitely a hard one. But I'm going to go Jacksonville 1, Houston 2, Colts 3, Tennessee 4. To be honest, bro, I'm going to be honest.
Jacksonville number 1.
Yeah, so last year I was pretty high on Jacksonville. But I just think they're really doing something great there. Like, I think their team is getting better. I think he's getting better because I know at one point, like his first season, people were kind of like, is he, because he had a lot of expectations. And I always hate when they put they put a lot of expectations on him. Just because you did really good in college does not mean you're going to go there and just, change the outlook of a team in the first season. But that second season, he played a lot better. And then this season, I just think, I like the coaching. You know what I'm saying? I think they got a great head coach. Defense is good. I think it's going to be close between them and Houston because I think Houston is really good as well. I just got Jacksonville, man. I got Jacksonville. And then the Colts, I think they can definitely have a good season, but I'm just not super high on them. And then Tennessee, I really don't know where Tennessee's going. I don't know, what their outlook is. Defensively, I'm not sure what they're going to do. So I think this, like you were saying, I think this is one of those divisions, kind of like how years ago the NFC East was kind of one of those top divisions. I think this is going to be one of those top divisions in the future. I think we're going to see them kind of battle each other to get playoff spots and fight, battle in the playoffs. You're never going to have all 4 teams, but as long as you have 3 out of the 4 teams, that's a really good sign. So
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, man, I'm excited. Honestly, this is one of the divisions I'm really excited to actually watching. It used to be one of the divisions I hate to watch, but I'm actually excited to watch this division.
Have times changed, definitely, for the AFC South. Yeah, definitely. All right, man, we'll keep things moving. All right, RossMonsta, go ahead and name them off your 4. So what's yours looking like?
I mean, we'll start off. We're going to work our way from worst to first. Coming in at 4th, we're going to keep it simple. The Tennessee Titans. This is a new era. This is the Brian Callahan era. I think the fans kind of understand this is going to be a slow rebuild. You stick around and see what you may or may not have in Will Levis. I think this will be a proof year for Will Levis because this is going to be one of those situations where, hey, this guy worked with Joe Burrow, and now he's going to work with Will Levis. If it doesn't work out this season, you can't waste time. Cut bait. Find your next quarterback in the draft. I think the fans understand they're not winning the AFC South. I think they're just happy that they're getting a brand new stadium in the next couple seasons. Coming in at number 3, I have the Jacksonville Jaguars. Something just doesn't seem right up in Duval. Something just doesn't seem right up there. You got the $275 million man, the second highest paid quarterback in the NFL currently as it stands, Trevor Lawrence. I mean, I feel like this marriage has been on honeymoon status long enough. It's time to see what y'all really can do in the trenches. Times are hard. Right now, I don't know. Some just don't seem right, man. Some don't seem right. So until they show me, I can't be convinced that they'll do better in 3rd place. Coming in at number 2, and who I have tagging along in the playoffs as a wild card at the season's end, is the Indianapolis Colts. I am a big believer in Anthony Richardson. I feel like he and Shane Steichen have a nice little chemistry to develop. We're going to actually see what he can do long term when you got Jonathan Taylor by his side. They're going to see that pairing for the first time in real time. Looking forward to it. They got their QB1 for years to come. I have them coming in 2nd, which leads me to number 1. The Houston Texans finished in 1st place, led by quarterback C.J. Stroud, head coach DeMeco Ryans, former linebacker. That boy can put a defense together, can he? You got Will Anderson, excuse me. Oh man, it's just gonna be a bloodbath in that division. So I have them winning the division. I have the Colts coming in 2nd, Jaguars 3rd, and one of those scenarios where they were a game or 2 away from taking 2nd place, but it just couldn't be done. Right. And then we got the Titans coming in last.
Okay. Didn't the Jags make it to the playoffs though last year, bro?
No, they didn't. They didn't make it to the playoffs last year, Will.
They missed.
They didn't make it.
Why you say it like that?
They didn't make the playoffs last year, Will. That's why.
With the smile on his face. Y'all crack me up, bro. I swear to God.
That was 2 years ago.
Oh, man.
All right, man. AFC South for me, number 1. Actually, let me start with number 4. Number 4, I got the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Oh, okay. So everybody, nobody's talking about the
break it
Jaguars.
down.
Nobody's talking about the
Let's
Jaguars.
talk about it.
All right.
Number 3, I got the Tennessee Titans.
Oh, no.
So you're putting
no,
the Titans
no.
over the Oh my
You
god.
can't just skip by that. And I mean, you gonna come back to that because I need to know.
I'm gonna come back.
He lost his mind. It's like we saying, "Hey, we got married." I just what? He's tripping.
So number 3, I got the Titans. Number 2, the Houston Texans.
Yeah, I knew he's gonna take that.
And who's winning the division, which I predict with an 11-6 record? The Indianapolis Colts. Indy, baby. That's where it's at.
I'm not shocked.
There's y'all silence.
No, because I'm trying to figure out. Are you going to tell me why the Colts are going to win the division, or are you just?
So we're gonna start. Yeah. So
that's what I'm waiting for.
Jacksonville's gonna be last. I just don't have faith in Trevor Lawrence. I feel he's maybe a tier above Justin Fields, who's backing up Russell Wilson.
That's saying
for now.
That's saying a lot, bro. That's saying a lot. Because Justin Fields played pretty bad at points. That's saying a lot.
And Trevor Lawrence has as well.
He has, but he's also played pretty good at points.
Justin Fields broke the rushing record for a QB.
Rushing, bro. Like rush. What about
That's a good season, man.
Bro, no.
I'll tell you what though, but how many playoff
no
games
rushing quarterback will ever win anything.
I mean, Trevor Lawrence wasn't spectacular in that game. They were losing horribly because of him. It was 31-0 because of him, or 28.
Was it a win or was it a loss?
But it was because of him that they had to do it.
Did he rally his team?
So
no, the team rallied his ass.
It starts with the quarterback. It'll be complicated.
He wanted to start with the quarterback. They rallied his ass.
Don't
it was the other way around.
He rallied.
Did you say the same thing when Peyton Manning did it?
He dug him in that hole, and then he got his team out that hole that he dug for them. That's exactly what happened.
But I set
Justin Fields doesn't have
my grandma's house on fire, but I'm the one that took out the fire after I burnt all the shit.
But he saved everybody. They lived to fight another week.
Shit.
And I love Justin Fields, but they're not the same.
I don't know about that comparison, man. That's a bad comparison. Justin Fields was pretty bad at points, bro.
Brian Thomas, I think he's gonna have a hell of a rookie year. O-line's not that bad. Travis Etienne, is really good, but it's just something about that team, man. I wouldn't be surprised if they finish last.
Wow, interesting.
But yeah, man, Tennessee Titans, I think they're offensively going to be much, much better than what people are expecting them to be. DeAndre Hopkins, who's getting up there in age, injury history starting to pile up a little bit, but you got Calvin Ridley on the other side. You're going to have a very underrated backfield with Tony Pollard and Tajay Spears. Tajay Spears was one of the best receiving backs statistically in the league at the running back position. And that was playing behind Derrick Henry, so he wasn't on the field that much. So, yeah, Texans, we know they're going to be good offensively, man. Their defense shows promise. Will Anderson, year 2, he takes that next leap. I wouldn't be surprised if Will Anderson Jr. has a 13.5 sack season. Derek Stingley, you know what I'm saying? I still believe in him. They got a good team. They got a really good team. I really wouldn't be surprised, of course. Common belief is that they'll be explosive. CJ Stroud coming off a historic rookie year, man. CJ Stroud, he has the talent and the talent around him. He might throw 37, 39 touchdowns this year. But I can't put them over the Colts, man. Our defense, very underrated defense. But we bringing back a lot of guys, man. We still got Kenny Moore, defensive tackles. Think about our rookie, number 1 in the draft, Liatu Latu. Number 1 defensive player in the draft. Hey, man, this is a scary team. I ain't even talked about the offense. Anthony Richardson, man, he might be Cam Newton 2.0 if he could stay healthy. Got that nice.
What they got going on in Indy is enough to overstep what they got going on in Houston.
Absolutely.
I'm not sure, man.
Absolutely, bro. We went in a battle. We went in a battle. We were one play away from beating them without Anthony Richardson.
We'll see.
Jonathan Taylor, year 2 after his injury. There's no contract distractions like there was last year. You see what I'm saying? Michael Pittman, can he take that next step and be elite? Donnie Mitchell. Some people said, and that's your boy originally from Georgia.
Oh, dogs.
I'm just saying, some people had him as a late first round pick. We might have got a steal right there. We got a good offensive line, man. They stay healthy. We got a top 5 offensive line, Quentin Nelson, Anthony Richardson, man. If he can be who we're projecting him to be, man, shit.
I'm agree with everything you're saying, man. I'm just saying, like, all that's gonna yes to all those questions you asked. That it's just not gonna be enough to match what the Texans got going on. They improved too. You named it. They got one of the best trios. I think they do have the best trio in NFL right now.
Even more than we got the Packers.
Oh yeah.
Packers got a hell of a trio. The Eagles now, your boy Dotson over.
AJ
Brown, Devontae Smith.
Unless one of them boys get hurt. One of them receivers don't go down. You ain't gonna see much of it because you still gotta learn the scheme and everything. So, but no, I think the Texans got the best trio, man. They might have one of the best quarterbacks in the league. Like CJ Stroud, my goodness, he did not play the way a lot of people projected him. They thought he was gonna struggle just like Bryce Young struggled.
Yeah.
But we'll see what happens. No, anything can happen. And if the Colts prove me wrong and win the division, you know me, I'm an Indy boy, as you mentioned. I'm proud of them. But I just think, like, from a logic standpoint, just got the Texans winning the division this year.
I got them number 2. I wouldn't be surprised. Looks like everybody had a different opinion on the AFC South, and that's why I opened with it being a very polarizing, very competitive division. And yeah, hell, that's an example right there. All right, motherfuckers.
Hey, bro.
All right. Well, just took a look at the NFC and AFC South predictions. Definitely leave your opinions in the comment section below. If you made it this far in the video, deeply appreciate it. Like always, be sure to subscribe and like for more. We'll go ahead and let you guys go. We out.